Oh, hello. Welcome into my workshop and welcome to the show Creations in Clay. My name is Louis Palladini, and tonight I'd like to do an animal that everyone is very familiar with. It lives in Africa and it's called the black rhino. And I will show you how to do that from start to finish. And I always was fascinated with rhinos. I mean, they're very interesting animals. You know, they're big, and every now and then you watch those safari movies and you see them chasing jeeps and trucks. I'll show you the types of clay that you can use. You can use an oil-based clay such as this, which never hardens. And this is the one I've mentioned in the past that I used to use all the time as a kid. Make the sculptures, then when you're through with it, I could just roll them up into a ball again and make something else. Another type of clay that you can use is an air-hardening clay such as this, which hardens like in a couple of hours or overnight, and you can paint it and it'll be permanent. And that's one of the major advantages of that, where the other clay, you can't really paint it because it never hardens. My preference for the clay is a clay called Super Sculpey, which can be baked in the oven about 275 degrees for like 15 or 20 minutes. You can drill it, sand it. There's just a lot of detail that you can put into this, and it has a really nice effect, as you can see with the different animals I make on the show. I want to show you the size clay balls that we're going to use tonight. We're going to use this size ball here for the body, and then I have these 4 smaller balls here for the legs, this size right here. And then for the head, we're going to use this size. Now we are going to add a little more clay because I'm going to have to add the ears and the horns and the tail, and I'll show you how to do that. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to progress to make the body. And I'll show you. We'll just take this ball of clay here and just kind of squeeze it almost into like a potato-like shape, like this. Just keep working it in your hands like this. See, I'm just kind of squeezing it. You can probably roll it a little bit in your hands like that. See how the shape, how it's rounding out? We want to do that. And just want to squeeze it, just like that. And then one of the things that I'd like to do is I would like to, I think we'll make this the front part. We're going to, you want to work on the spine. So what I'm going to show you on this one here, see this, how there's like a line, the spine of the animal, and then see it from the side, how it comes up. What I want to do is show you how to do that, how to squeeze it and make that line for the spine. What you do is you take this, see this, and I'm taking my finger and my thumb and just kind of squeeze like this. See that? See how that looks now? You want to just take and squeeze, just go right along, just like this, and squeeze it. Just like that. And see how that is? So what we're going to do for our next step is I want to add the head. So we're going to take this ball of clay here, and we're going to make, I'll show you right here, this is the piece that we want to make right here. Make that head. And we're going to attach it to the body. So I will take this, and see this, take it in my hands like this. See, I'm kind of squeezing it, just like this. Yeah, don't worry so much about proportions, but right now, because I just want to kind of give you the idea of how to make the head. And we're going to squeeze that together here. See that, how I put that in there? I want to kind of just push that together. See how I'm kind of rubbing the clay in, just like that. Just kind of putting it in like that. And another kind of thing I want to do is kind of create the jawline a little bit. So I'm going to take my fingers and kind of create that jawline. See how that jaw looks there? You kind of have that in there. Make an indentation. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Take your finger and kind of make that little indentation for the jaw. And then Here's what it'll look. We got that. So, see how that looks? We got that. That's what it looks like from the side, the front, the other side. And what I want to do next is I want to make the legs. So we're going to take the legs and we can roll them on the table a little bit. See, like this? These are going to be the front legs. So just roll them like that. And then we're going to roll the other leg like this. They almost look like logs. So just kind of roll it out like this on the table. And then I want to see that they're approximately the same size. And I want to also do the same thing for the rear legs. They're a little bit bigger. So I'm going to take these and just roll like this. And then we'll proceed to roll the other one. Now we have so now for the feet, what I'm doing here is, see, I'm kind of taking my top of my finger and kind of tapping in there. You want to just kind of create that foot for the Rhino. And then what we're going to do is we're going to kind of bend it almost like an elbow here. Just like this. And so see how I did that? You kind of have that like little elbow. And then in the back here, on the back of the leg, I'm almost going to kind of have like a little point here. See how I made that? And we're going to do the same thing for the other rear leg. We're going to take, and I'm going to take my finger and kind of make that foot. See, I'm kind of pushing in a little bit. And then we're going to take, and see how I'm making that little, bending it a little bit. It almost looks like a boomerang. But then I'll take and make that point in the back here, just like that. So that's the way the leg will look. See that? The back. There'll be the side. And then what we're going to proceed to do is I want to work on the front, go back to the front legs again. And then we're going to take and make that foot, so you kind of like pinch it a little bit around, like that. See how there's almost like a little cup there? See how it's kind of, how I kind of pull that out a little bit around here? You want to do that for both feet. And I'll proceed to show you how to do it in the next one. So we'll take that. I can just push my finger in like that. And we just kind of pull this out a little bit. See, go around the foot. Like that. We can do that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach the legs to the side here. So right here, see, I'm taking that leg and just kind of pushing that in against it like that. Just going to work it like that. Take your fingers, and then on the bottom, you can take your fingers and kind of work it there too. What I'm going to do is, I have some toothpicks here, which can be bought like in the supermarket or a CVS or one of those places. I like this one. It's got the double edge. It's got a point in both sides. I'm going to take this toothpick and just kind of work this in down here. See, I'm just kind of working that clay. I want to make sure it's attached. Just like that. And we're going to proceed to do the other side in the same manner. So I'm going to take this leg and put it, see how I'm kind of attaching that leg like that. Just kind of work it in like that. And we're going to do the same thing we did here. See, remember when I pushed that clay like that? Like, see that, what I'm doing? we want to make sure it's attached on the bottom also. Even though I got it from the sides, I want to just kind of work it like that. So the next step in the process is we want to attach the rear legs. So we're going to take, let's see, I think I'll take this one here. I'm going to attach that right about there. The rear leg like that. See how we're just kind of working that in? And then we're going to go underneath it, and we're going to take and work that bottom piece together like that. And then we're going to proceed to do the other side. We're going to add the other leg over here. See how I'm adding that? And we're going to just do that. Just kind of work it in from both sides. And I'm going to go underneath now, and I'm going to make sure I take the clay and do like I did with the other legs. See how I'm doing that? Just kind of push it up against the body. And we'll do the same on the other side, which has already been done. I'm going to look at this. Now I want to see if I can get them to stand up. Just like that. And what I might do is take a little extra clay from over here. I have extra clay here. And I want to add a little more clay to some of the areas. Like on the side here. So I'm adding a little more clay here to the legs. Right there. I'm going to build that up a little bit. And then I'm going to take and here, just add a little more clay to kind of build that up a little better. Just like that. See how that's, you can see how that's starting to form there? You got like this. We're going to add a little more clay and see if we can get that effect. We want to build up that leg a little bit more. We'll do that. Just like that. Just going to work it in. And yeah, it has a nice effect when you start to put it all together. So, see that leg now? We're going to do the same on the other side. We're going to add some more clay over there. So I'm going to take a piece of clay like this, and then add it up here. See how I'm doing that? Just kind of work it in on the leg. Add it like that. I'm going to take, I just want to, see how I'm working that? Just like that. We'll add a little bit more. I want to build that up a little better. So I'm going to take and add that. Just like that. And then what I want to proceed to do is see if I can get him to stand all by himself. So we're almost going to have like a, see how this is higher here? It slopes down and then it gets a little higher here. Another thing that we want to do is we want to make the belly kind of way down in the middle. So I'll take some clay here, and we're going to add this to the bottom right here. See how I did that? Because it'll give it some weight. Or it'll look like the belly is like hanging down. So just take that. And I'm going to go to the other side and do the exact same thing. I'm going to take this. See how I'm adding the clay here? Just like that. And working it in like that with my fingers. So now, see how the belly is hanging down? See that now, the line, how we created it? That's the effect that we want to create. for that. And then what I want to do is we'll add a little more clay for the leg up here. These. We'll just add a little there. See, I'm just kind of adding the clay. You want that kind of bulging out a little bit. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. Right there. Just like that. Do that. And then, I think what I'd like to do next is do the ears. We're going to take some balls of clay. I'm going to take a ball of clay about this size. I'll show you, I'm going to take these off and then I'll show you how big we want them. See these two balls of clay here? We're going to use these for ears. So what I'm going to do is I'll take this and I'll show you. We'll take it and almost make it into like a diamond-like shape. We'll take this, see how I'm flattening it out, then doing almost like the diamond shape. See how it almost looks like a diamond? So we'll just kind of do that. I'll make it a little pointy. And then what I want to do is I want to take the sculpting tool that I have over here, and we're going to take some of the clay out from the ear right here. And I'll proceed to make the other one in the same manner. See that? And then we'll make the other ear. So we'll take this, I'm going to flatten it out like this. See that, how I've flattened it out? You get that diamond-like shape. Then we'll take this and we'll scoop out some of the clay like this. See the little indentation? And then we're going to proceed to put that on the rhino's head right here. See how I did that? Just going to attach it. And then you can kind of go all the way around, like to the back also, to make sure it's attached. And we're going to proceed to make the other ear, and I'll put that right about here. See how I did that? And then what we want to do is I want to raise that head a little bit. What we want to do also is make his horns. So I'm going to take some clay. We're going to have two horns actually. So I'll show you the size, but I'm going to take balls of clay and I'll show you, we'll make them two different sizes. And when you want to round out clay, just do it like this. And it makes a round ball. And I'll do the same thing for the smaller one. See how I just kind of take that, this in between, just roll it back and forth. So now what we want to do is think of an ice cream cone. So I'm creating this horn, and I'm creating what almost looks like an ice cream cone, but then I'm going to curve it a little bit. See that? So what we're going to do is we're going to proceed to put that right here on the rhino. Right there, and then just take your fingers and kind of go around, make sure that you attach it, just like that. Just take your finger, see how I'm doing that? You want to put that in the center. Then what we want to proceed to do is we want to make the another horn. So think of that upside down ice cream cone again, and we're going to make this a little bigger. So see how I'm kind of taking that and squeezing that like that and making that just like that. See that horn? Pretty cool. That's what it looked like from the front, the side. And then what we're going to proceed to do is we're going to put this on the nose of the rhino right here. So you just take your fingers and kind of squeeze it so it attaches to the nose. And then what I want to do is I want to make the eyes next and the nose. I think we'll do the nose first. So what we're going to do is take the nose here. See, I got this right here. Just kind of take the toothpick and go back and forth like that. See that? I'm going to see if I can get that so I can show the angle. See? And then what we're going to proceed to do is we'll do it from the other side. Just take that and go back and forth. And you just try to make sure they're in the same location. And then what I want to do next is I want to create the eye. So what I'll do is take my sculpting tool here, and we're going to just do like we've done in the past. You take and scoop it from both sides. And then we'll do the same on the other side. I just want to, and I'll take and do it right there. And then the next thing that I want to do is take this ball of clay here that I had scooped out, and we just kind of want to put that back in to create that eye. I'll show you what we'll do. Just take this and kind of push that back in like that. See how I'm creating that eye? Just like that. And we'll proceed to do the same on the other side. Take this ball of clay here, and we're going to put that in there. And then what I do is take my tool and just kind of push it in, just like that, to create that eye. And then what I like to do too is, now that we get the eye in there, I want to rough this up a little bit. Create some wrinkles around the eye. See that? Just kind of take the tool and just rough it up a little bit like that. And then we're going to go to the other side and do the exact same thing. So I'm going to take, see how I'm roughing that up? Just like that. Just want to make it a little rougher. And then, now that we got the eyes done, I want to show you how to do the mouth. I want to look at what I've done on this one. See how we have the mouth here? On this one? We're just going to basically take a line and kind of go like that. And make the line. And go back and forth. So I'll show you how we'll do that. We'll take this here. See how I'm taking the rhino's mouth, and we're going to go like this. Just like this. And then I'm going to do it from the other side. I'm going to see how I'm doing that. I'll just kind of work it that way. See how I did that? And then there's one more thing, or there's actually a couple more things I want to do. We can make him look like he's grazing. I'm going to keep his mouth on the ground. I'll get another piece of clay like this, and we're going to create a squiggly tail. See this tail here for the rhino? We're going to create that squiggly tail, and we'll show you how to do it. It's very easy to do. We're going to take this piece of clay like this and just roll it a little bit. This might end up being a little too long, so I'll break it in half. Let's see this. I'm rolling this on my fingers. See the tail? So then what we want to do is kind of squiggle a little bit, almost like a hook. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and attach it to the back right here. See that? And work that in right there. And then for the last and final thing that we want to do for the rhino is I want to show you how we're going to make toenails. So we're going to take this right here. See this, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. See how we did the toenails? And we'll proceed to do that in the back. So we have, let me see, I just want to, we'll do the 1. I want to make sure you can see it all right. 2, 3, 4. See those nails? And then we'll do the last leg. I'll maybe try to hold that up a little bit. So you're just basically taking the tool and going like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when you see when I flip it, you can see the nice nails that I had done. And that's how you would make the black rhino. There's actually a couple of different types of rhinos in Africa. There's the white rhino and the black rhino. And this one that I'm making tonight is the black rhino. The difference between the rhinos is the white rhino is a lot more square in shape than the black rhino. And that's what it should look like once you complete. You know, you get that nice little bend. You see how the belly is protruding down. And see how that from the front and then from the side. These are the basics to make a rhino. Someday I'll show you how to make a more advanced version, but for tonight I think that's a pretty good one that we can make, you know, to practice with. I will show you the types of paints that we can use. We're going to use these acrylic paints, which can be bought in any art store. There's about 18 in the package. They're, you know, basic watercolors. They clean up very easily. We're going to be using, for colors, we're going to be using gray. We are going to be using white. We're going to be using, let's see, black. Just want to see if I used any other colors. Yeah, so there's essentially 3 colors that we'll be using tonight. So I'll move these out of the way. I can move those over there. And I will show you the types of brushes that we'll be using. For the eyes, I have a very good brush that I bought recently. I'm going to be using this one. You can barely see the point on it, but that's what we'll be using for the eyes. See, I'll try to see if it can contrast it with my finger. See the point on that? So we'll use that for the eyes. We will use, for the toenails, I think we'll use this size brush here. And then for the body of the rhino, we will use this size right here. So I'll show you how to paint the rhino. The first thing that we want to do is we probably want to do the eyes, because those will probably be the hardest. So what I'm going to do is take this brush. I'm going to paint the eyes. So see this eye right here? Right there. We're just going to paint the eye. And then we'll proceed to do, let's see, I just want to touch it up a little bit. And we'll proceed to do the other eye. just like that. See how just dab it a little bit. Just like that. And then what we're going to proceed to do is, I think I need to use the black in the ears. Yes, I do. I will proceed to do some paint. See these ears here? I'm going to put the black paint in the ear here. Just like that. And we'll proceed to do the other side the same way. See that? We just add the black paint. And then the next thing that we will do is I want to paint the rhino's horns. Take this. So now what we'll do is, see the rhino's horn here? We're going to just paint that like that, back and forth, back and forth. And we'll go all the way around it. Just like that. Just dab it ever so slightly. And then just paint. Go back and forth. See that? See how nice that looks? And if you want, you can always add a second coat to it. If you want, that way you don't see any of the brush marks. Sometimes you need 2 coats. But see that? How I'm just kind of brushing the horn. Just like that. And I'll proceed to do it on the other side. Just like that. See that? And once we've done that, another thing that I want to do is I want to do the toenails. So we got the toenails here. See these toenails on the bottom? So what we can do is just do like 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we do 1, 2, 3, 4. And do the same thing over here, like 1, 2, 3, 4. And then on the very back, we'll do the same exact thing. Do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the last and final step is we will use the gray paint, like this. What I'll do is start with the underside of the rhino and just kind of paint back and forth like this. Back and forth, back and forth. And then what we want to do is paint the legs. So when I paint these, when I get down near where the white is, I just want to be careful that I don't paint over it. You know, just take your time. And just paint all around the leg. Like this. You do the back and forth motion. Just do that. Back and forth. Just be very careful you don't paint over the white. And we'll just go completely around. See, I'm going completely around the leg. And then painting the other side. Just like that. And we want to do that with the other leg. Do the same thing. Try not to paint the white. See, I'm just kind of going around like that. See that? And just look at it from all sides. And then we're going to do the same thing for the other leg. See how we're doing that? And just paint it. And then you also want to paint the face. So just kind of, see, I'm just kind of lightly touching that. So when you get close to the, like where the horns are, just touch it very lightly so you don't, you know, damage the paintwork with the white horns. See that? I'm just kind of painting the face. Just like that. You just kind of go around the eye like that. And you paint the entire rhino in that manner. So, you know, do the back and forth motion. See, I get just like that. And you want to paint the back of the ears. They're going to be that nice gray. And then I'll show you, we'll do a little more on the back. So this here, see how I'm just doing that? Just like that. And you're going to paint the entire rhino in that manner. And I will show you what it will look like when it's complete. We have this other rhino here. And you can see it's all gray. The tail is gray. See that I did the white for the hoofs. See that? All four. You get the nice white horns. You got the black for the eyes, the black inside the ears. And that's what the completed rhino will look like. And I'll just take and flip it to the other side so you can see it. And I hope you enjoyed coming to Creations in Clay tonight. And I do look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks again for now.